At this hour, I'm Christina Aguayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories.
Luigi Mangione showing the first sign of emotion as he was being led from a police car into a Pennsylvania courtroom for an extradition hearing.
Luigi, oh my God, that's completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
A usually aloof-looking Mangione could be seen gritting his teeth as he looked back, appearing almost angry as deputies ushered him through the door. The 26-year-old Ivy League graduate, who has been charged in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, remained quiet in the courtroom in front of the judge. He nodded and smiled with his attorneys after looking at documents and only spoke to say yes, sir, when asked if he understood his rights. Mangione is due back in court on December 23rd. He's being held without bail and is fighting extradition to New York. The Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, says she's not going to drop the civil fraud case against President Donald Trump, saying that presidents are not immune from civil litigation. This comes a month after Trump and his attorneys demanded that James drop the case for the greater good of the country. Trump was ordered to pay a historic $454 million judgment, which could be reversed on appeal after judges on a New York appeals court seemed open to the possibility. However, James digging in, saying that lawsuits, quote, may proceed while the president is in office and that they are now waiting for a decision on Trump's appeal. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell is reportedly doing well after falling and spraining his wrist while walking out of a GOP luncheon on Tuesday. The incident marking the latest in a series of medical events for him in recent years. Wyoming Senator John Barrasso, who was with him when it happened, just so happens to be a doctor and walked McConnell back to his office after the fall with no assistance. Barrasso saying McConnell had, quote, a small scratch. Medical staff were seen taking a wheelchair into McConnell's office just before a scheduled weekly news conference. McConnell, who was stepping down from his leadership post at the end of the year, did not attend that news conference. Texas state troopers have arrested a pair of illegal migrants from Mexico who were trespassing on a private ranch in Kinney County. According to Lieutenant Chris Olivares with Texas DPS, the two illegal migrants tried to run from troopers but were quickly caught. Neri Flores is a confirmed Mexican mafia gang member. He was charged with criminal trespass and evading arrest. Flores is also a previously deported aggravated felon and is wanted on an immigration violation. He served 16 years in prison for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and was deported back to Mexico in 2020. Osvaldo Castaneda Loma is being charged with criminal trespass and evading arrest. Giovanni Martes Rosario, the former chief of staff to Mayor Brian DePena, has pleaded guilty to child porn. According to acting U.S. Attorney Joshua Levy, the 50-year-old pleaded guilty in federal court to one count of transportation of child pornography and one count of possession of child porn. He was indicted by a federal grand jury in April of 2023. In February of 2023, Martes Rosario was identified by law enforcement as the likely user of a pair of accounts that contained child pornography. After a search, they found an iPad that had child porn files on it. Levy saying Martes Rosario admitted he was the owner of the accounts and that he searched for and downloaded child porn to his personal iPad, later sending it to his email for storage. He also admitted to searching and storing child porn for years. A man in Utah was arrested after police say he intentionally crashed his recently purchased car into the front of a dealership.
Whoa!
According to Sandy police, Michael Murray bought the car from Tim Dale Mazda Southtown on Monday morning. Hours later, the 35-year-old discovered what he believed to be mechanical issues and tried to return the vehicle. However, they told him that it was sold as is. So, Murray said if they didn't let him return it, he would drive the car through the dealership, which is exactly what he did. He was arrested on charges of felony criminal mischief and reckless endangerment. Nobody was injured during the incident, but the dealership had about $10,000 in damages.
That's what you need to know at this hour. In Dallas, Christina Aguayo, Salem News Channel.